Howdy y'all, this is Rational Outlaw here. This is part 2 of the problem with blind faith, not religion. Now if you haven't seen part 1, go see it. Stop this video and go see it if you haven't seen part 1. Alright, now for those of you who have seen part 1, let's get on with the video.
I've gone on and on about the terrible violence in Islam, but I'm here to discuss the morals of the two big dogs, Yahweh and Allah. So I'll be ripping into Christianity for a sec, alright? Check this out. While the Bible has changed and reformed over time, it's not nearly as violent and terrible as it once was. But still, this idea that Christianity has completely reformed and is no longer violent or cruel isn't true, because so long as the religion has a cruel God, it's gonna show in the world. Some of the most Christian nations in the world, with way more Christians than nations like the US, Canada, and Britain.
Hold up. Your source there? It says, this survey also finds that acceptance of homosexuality is particularly widespread in countries where religion is less central in people's lives. So that just proves religion is not the problem. It is the blind faith in it, the just believing only in your religion and not thinking for yourself. And one other thing, those people in those countries aren't following the teachings of Christianity. What they're doing is spreading hate. Christianity teaches acceptance. Jesus told us not to hate people, but treat them with kindness, respect. Treat them how you want to be treated, not to hurt and kill people. That's not what Christianity is about.
Still have witch hunts and despise gay people just as much as Muslims in Islamic nations do.
And what they are doing, I believe, is wrong. They aren't following what Jesus taught. All these people do is they want to hate.
And Christianity is used to justify this violent anti-gay hatred the same way Islam justifies it in Islamic societies. You may be asking me, easy, if it's religion's fault, why is Christianity so different in the secular West than it is in Africa? The reason Christianity is so different in the Western world than it is in nations with societies governed by traditional Christian rule is because the West forced it to evolve. The West made it accept freedom and gay rights and secularism. I know I've got Christian fans, but none of these things are inherent Christian values. They're Western values. They're Enlightenment values. Because gay people being condemned to hell is justified even in the New Testament.
The original Greek version that passage comes from is actually very difficult to interpret. The word used there that some people might interpret to mean homosexuality could actually mean many different things. It's a very ambiguous word. According to an article I read, it could even mean just male prostitute, not necessarily referring to specifically gay sex between two men. In fact, during Paul's time, according to this article, there were less ambiguous words that could have been used to refer to gay sex. So that's one thing that goes against your argument there. And another is, Jesus never said anything bad about homosexuals. He never condemned them. And he never condemned prostitutes either. He wanted those people to be treated with respect. He didn't want people to be hated. He wanted people to be loved and to be treated kindly. He didn't want people to kill prostitutes or kill gays. He didn't want that.
But despite all this, people have asked why religion is so common. If it's this terrible, why do billions of people dedicate their lives to it? And it's pretty easy to realize. It all comes down to faith. We all know this. Religion depends on faith. It always has and it always will. But faith, as in blind, strong faith, as I've so eloquently said before, is retarded.
And you destroyed your argument again. See, you just brought up blind faith, what I've been talking about this whole entire video. As I've said, blind faith is the problem, not the religion. And you just told me that yourself.
But for real, anybody who tells you faith is a virtue is either stupid or a liar. Christianity in the Western world today lacks a lot of the blind, strong faith that's found in Christians and Muslims in the third world. And we know this because strong, blind faith is what makes millions of people follow their religion to the bone. Because faith f***s with your mind in a way that barely anything can. Blind faith is what tells people that their best friends will burn in hell just for being born into the wrong family. Blind faith is what tells one that for loving who you want to love, that you're about to be tortured by a loving God. Blind faith is obedience. It indoctrinates people, it controls people, but most importantly, it convinces them that their religion is the one true way to live. And if their religion tells them to kill other people because of the faith they have, they'll do it.
You just love destroying your argument, don't you? Wow. Blind faith again, see?
Freedom of religion is so important, one of the most important things we can have. I'm 100% for the secular government that leave religion out of the decisions they make. And religion to a lot of people gives them purpose, it can help the poor, but there's so many people who refuse to acknowledge any problem at all with their religion. Today, religion, especially Islam, has its issues. Christianity and Islam, the two biggest influential religions, still remain the establishment. They've used speech policing, wrongthink, and laws to get their way. Religion overwhelmingly fights against distinguishable facts that inherently goes against it. Violence is still committed every day in the name of religion, especially Islam, and religion is still used to control and restrict everyday people. Strictly atheist countries haven't done much better.
And you put the last nail in the coffin. You're so funny. See, even atheist countries have a problem. As I've said, it's the blind faith. Blind faith in anything. Whether it be feminism, BLM, religion, or your government. It's the blind faith that's the problem, not the ideology itself. And if you want an example of an atheist country, or a couple of them, just look at Soviet Union, that was originally run by Stalin. Yeah, he was an atheist, and he killed millions. Or how about Mao Zedong, the former leader of China when it was first becoming a communist country? Yeah, he killed millions too. Those are just a few examples of atheist countries that killed so many people. As I've said, it's not religion that's the problem. It's blind faith in any form of ideology.
So it's obvious that the best choice is to keep freedom intact. But still, religion has problems that are more relevant today than ever before. And it's up to us to talk about it and do what we can so that the terrible parts of religion's influence become another part of history.
Well, I would have to disagree. I think religion, for the most part, is not a problem as it was in the past. Since Western civilization is millions of people, and they've pretty much have stopped all that religious violence that they have committed in the past. Now, there are obviously still a lot of religious people in other societies that are still violent and they need reform. But I would still say, though, we are better off today with religion than we were 300 years ago, or even more. Well, I'm pooped. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. Also, I will have the links down below for the original video and all the sources I used and all my social media. So please follow me, and I'll see you all later.